Maya had never imagined that a single day at the gym would change her life forever. The air was thick with the usual sounds of clanging weights, heavy breathing, and the occasional shout of encouragement. It was a place she went to escape the noise of the world outside, a sanctuary where her troubles seemed smaller and her strength, however quiet, felt real. But today, everything felt different. She tightened her grip on the worn-out leather of her gloves and glanced toward the corner of the gym where Jack, the 220-pound champion, sat resting between sets. His broad shoulders and bulging biceps made him look like a mountain of muscle, a giant among men. But to Maya, he had always been more than just strong. He was the king of this place, feared and respected in equal measure, or so he thought. Jack's gaze swept the gym floor, landing on Maya. A mocking smile spread across his face, a smile that spelled trouble. She tried to ignore him. After all, she was here to train herself, not to fight battles. But Jack wasn't the kind to let things go. "Hey, you!" he called out, loud enough for everyone to hear. "What are you even doing here? This isn't a playground for weaklings." Maya's cheeks flushed with heat. The gym suddenly felt smaller, the walls closing in as all eyes turned toward her. The regulars laughed, some whispering cruel jokes, while others just watched, waiting for the show. "I'm here to train," she said quietly, but her voice didn't carry. Not in that moment. Jack stepped forward, towering over her. "Training? You don't belong here." The words cut deep, sharper than any punch. But Maya refused to back down. She had been called weak before, too many times. Growing up, people told her she wasn't strong enough, physically, mentally, or emotionally. They laughed at her small frame, at her quiet nature. But deep inside, she carried a fire they never saw. Today, that fire was about to ignite. Jack's laugh echoed, cruel and loud. "You? The gym's newest joke." Maya's fists clenched at her sides. She wanted to walk away, to ignore the taunts and the stares. But something inside her shifted. "No," she said, voice steadier than she felt. "I'm not a joke." A silence fell over the room. People stared, surprised by her boldness. Jack's eyes narrowed. "You want to prove it? Come on then." Without thinking, Maya nodded. Her heart raced, adrenaline flooding her veins. The challenge was thrown. She wasn't sure why she accepted, but the words had already left her lips. The gym cleared a small space in the middle, and whispers turned into murmurs of excitement. Two fighters facing off. It was rare for a quiet woman like Maya to be in the spotlight. Jack flexed his massive arms, towering over her. "This'll be easy." The first seconds were a blur. Jack charged with the confidence of a giant, his punches like thunder. Maya dodged and weaved, her movements quick but cautious. She wasn't a trained fighter, but she had learned to protect herself over the years. A sudden opening appeared. Jack overextended on a swing, leaving his side exposed. Maya's eyes locked on the spot, and without hesitation, she threw a punch straight to his liver. The moment her fist connected, Jack's face twisted in shock and pain. His body crumpled to the floor, gasping. The gym was silent. For a moment, no one moved. Then the room erupted. People stared at Maya in disbelief. She had knocked out the champion with one perfect strike. Maya stood there, panting, her hands trembling. The emotions she had held back, the humiliation, the anger, the strength, poured out like a storm inside her. But even in victory, she felt exposed, vulnerable. Jack lay unconscious on the floor, his arrogance shattered. A few gym members rushed to help him, but Maya turned away. She didn't want their pity or their praise. Her phone buzzed sharply in her pocket, breaking the tension. She pulled it out. A message glowed on the screen. "We need to talk, now." Her breath caught. The message was from someone she had hoped never to hear from again, a ghost from her past. Maya's hands shook as she locked her phone. This fight was only the beginning. The gym's usual chatter was replaced by whispers and speculation. "Who is she, really?" someone asked. "She's not just a quiet woman," another said. "There's more beneath that calm." Maya left the gym quietly, her mind racing. Her life outside the gym was complicated. Years ago, she had made mistakes, painful ones, secrets she had buried deep. Now, with Jack defeated and her past catching up, she felt the walls closing in. That night, Maya sat alone in her small apartment, the city's lights flickering outside. Her window, the message from her past lingered on her phone. Who was coming back, and what did they want? She stared at the screen, heart pounding, knowing that her fight in the gym was nothing compared to the battle ahead. Maya's story was not just about strength or muscle, it was about resilience, courage, and facing the darkness within. She had faced humiliation before, but today she had shown the world, especially herself, that she was not to be underestimated. But now, the real test was about to begin. Because sometimes the hardest fights are not in the ring or gym. They are fought in the heart and mind, and Maya was ready to fight. The next day, the morning sun filtered through the blinds as Maya prepared for another day. But the usual calm was gone. Her phone buzzed again. Another message. "Don't ignore me. I know what you did." Fear mixed with determination. She knew this person meant business. Maya's past was catching up with her, and it threatened to destroy everything she had built. At the gym, the atmosphere had changed too. Jack was recovering, but furious. His humiliation was fresh, and he was plotting a way to reclaim his pride. Some gym members looked at Maya differently now, with respect, fear, or curiosity. Maya kept to herself, but inside she was preparing. She knew a storm was coming. Maya woke up to the harsh buzzing of her phone. She groaned, still weighed down by the heavy memories of yesterday's fight and the messages that haunted her. The sun was barely up, but her mind raced as if the world was chasing her. Her fingers trembled as she unlocked the screen. Another message had arrived. "You can't run forever. No name, no number, just those chilling words." Maya's heart pounded. She had thought that part of her life was behind her, buried deep in silence and regret. But someone had found her, and they knew too much. She sat on the edge of her bed, breath shaky, mind swirling. Who was this person? What did they want? And why now, just when she was beginning to find her own strength? Maya's phone buzzed again. This time it was a video message. Her hands hesitated before she tapped the screen. The video showed a flickering, dimly lit room. A man's voice echoed, cold and distant. "Remember me, Maya, you owe me." The screen went black. A name flashed at the bottom. Rafiq. Maya's throat tightened. Rafiq was the man she had tried to forget for years, the reason. She had left her hometown and built a new life in the city. He had been the shadow over her past, a dark force she never escaped. The burden of secrets years ago, before Maya became the quiet woman at the gym, she had lived a very different life. In a small town where everyone knew each other, Maya was just another girl trying to survive. Her family struggled with poverty. Every day was a fight for basic things: food, shelter, respect. Rafiq had entered her life like a storm. At first, he seemed kind, a friend, but soon his kindness twisted into control, fear, and darkness. Maya escaped when she could, but the memories and threats followed her like a ghost. She changed her name, moved cities, and buried her past beneath layers of silence. But now, it was resurfacing. The gym becomes a battlefield. Back at the gym, the atmosphere was tense. Jack was back on his feet, his pride bruised deeper than his body. He avoided Maya, but watched her with cold eyes, planning his next move. A few gym members whispered that Jack wasn't just angry, he was dangerous. Maya knew she had won the fight, but the war was far from over. Her training sessions became her refuge and her preparation ground. She pushed herself harder, fueled by the rising storm. Every punch, every step, every drop of sweat was a promise she wouldn't be broken. The unexpected. Ali, one evening, as Maya was finishing her workout, a voice called out behind her, "Hey, Maya." She turned to see Anaya, a fellow gym member known for her calm strength and sharp mind. "I saw what happened with Jack," Anaya said quietly. "You're stronger than you know." Maya nodded but said nothing. Anaya continued, "If you need someone, I'm here. I've dealt with shadows too." Surprised by the offer, Maya felt a small flicker of hope. Maybe she wasn't alone after all. The threat grows. That night, Maya's phone rang. No number. She answered, voice barely steady. "I'm watching you," a low voice hissed. Maya's blood ran cold. "We both know your secret, Maya. Don't think you can hide." The call ended abruptly. Maya sat in silence, the weight of fear heavy on her chest. A plan forms. The next day, Maya met Anaya at the gym. "I think Rafik is serious," Maya confessed. Anaya nodded. "We need to find out what he wants and stop him before he destroys everything." Together, they began digging into the past. Old contacts, rumors, any clue about Rafik's plans. Maya felt the walls closing in, but also felt a strange strength growing inside her. Suspense builds days passed. With mounting tension, Jack's hostility grew. He challenged Maya again, but this time she refused to fight. She was focused on a bigger battle. Rafik's threats became more direct and dangerous. One evening, Maya found her apartment door ajar. Inside, signs of a struggle, papers thrown, drawers open. She realized Rafik was closer than ever. The turning point. Maya's life was spiraling, but instead of breaking, she grew fiercer. With Anaya's help, she contacted a private investigator to gather evidence against Rafik. She trained harder, preparing for whatever was coming. Her world was shrinking to two things: fight or flight. Cliffhanger. Late at night, Maya heard a noise outside her window. A shadow moved. Her phone buzzed again. "You can't hide." Heart. In a pounding, Maya grabbed her keys, ready to face whatever came next. Maya gripped her keys tightly as she stepped out into the cold night. The street was empty, except for the faint hum of distant traffic and the occasional flicker of a street lamp. Every shadow felt like a threat, every sound a warning. Her phone buzzed again. Another message. "Stop running, Maya. Face me." Her heart hammered in her chest. She wasn't sure if she wanted to reply or if she was ready to face whatever was waiting. She scanned the street, the edges of the city blurring in the darkness. The truth was clear. Rafik was no longer just a shadow from the past. He was here, hunting her. The meeting the next morning, Maya met Anaya at a quiet cafe far from the gym and her apartment. "I've hired a private investigator," Maya said, her voice low but steady. "We need to find out who Rafik really is, now, and what he wants." Anaya nodded, sipping her coffee. "Good, but be careful. People like him don't give up easily." Maya nodded. The fight she thought was behind her was now front and center. A new threat. The investigator, a gruff man named Harris, called the next day with news. "Rafik's connected to dangerous people," Harris said. "Criminals, traffickers. He's not just a bully from your past. He's deep in something dark." Maya's stomach twisted. This was bigger than she imagined. Her quiet life was crumbling. Jack's revenge. Meanwhile, Jack was watching Maya closely. His pride was shattered, and he was desperate. One afternoon he cornered her in the gym locker room. "You got lucky before," he sneered. "But next time it won't be so easy." Maya looked him in the eye. "I'm not afraid of you." His anger flared. "You should be." But Maya walked away, calm but ready. The past returns. That night, Maya sat by the window, looking out at the city lights. Memories flooded her. Her childhood, the struggles, and the night she escaped Rafik's grasp. She remembered the fear, the pain, the choices she made, and she knew one thing. She couldn't run anymore. She had to fight. Preparing for war with Anaya and Harris's help, Maya planned her next moves carefully. She trained harder than ever, building strength and confidence. She reviewed the investigators' information, piecing together Rafiq's network. Each day brought more danger, but also more clarity. The confrontation. One evening, Maya received an anonymous tip. Rafiq would be at a warehouse on the city's edge. She and Anaya drove there, hearts pounding. The warehouse was dark and silent, but the tension was thick. Suddenly, figures appeared in the shadows. Rafiq stepped forward, his smile cold and cruel. "Well, well, Maya, we meet again." Maya stood her ground. "This ends now," she said. The fight, the confrontation was brutal. Rafiq's men surrounded them, but Maya fought with a fierce determination. Jack appeared unexpectedly, choosing that moment to join the fight, his reasons unclear. In the chaos, Maya's years of training and pain drove her. One by one, the threats fell. The truth revealed as the dust settled. Rafiq was captured. The investigator revealed the full story, Rafiq's crimes, his threats, and the danger he posed. Maya felt a mix of relief and exhaustion. Her past was no longer a shadow. It was a battle she had won. The aftermath back at the gym, things had changed. Maya was no longer the quiet woman people ignored. She had earned respect, not just for her strength, but for her courage. Jack, humbled and changed, approached her. "I was wrong about you," he said quietly. Maya nodded. "It's over." Moving forward, Maya's phone buzzed again, but this time it was different. A message from Anaya. "We did it. You're free." Maya smiled, the weight lifting from her shoulders. She knew there would be challenges ahead, but for the first time, she was ready. Maya woke to a morning calm that felt almost unreal after the chaos of the past weeks. The city outside her window was bathed in soft sunlight, birds chirping as if nothing had happened, but everything had changed. Her phone lay on the bedside table, silent for the first time in days. She took a deep breath, letting the peace settle. Around her, healing wounds. The days after the confrontation at the warehouse were filled with healing, both physical and emotional. Maya spent time with Anaya, their friendship growing stronger as they shared stories and plans. The gym, once a place of fear and humiliation, had become a sanctuary again, a place where Maya felt empowered. Jack had kept his distance, but the tension between them had softened into something unspoken, but understood. Facing demons, despite the calm, Maya knew she couldn't ignore her past. Forever. She decided to visit her hometown, a place full of memories she had long tried to forget. With Anaya by her side, she faced old streets, familiar faces, and ghosts. The visit was painful but necessary. She met with family members she hadn't seen in years and apologized for leaving. Some doors remained closed, but others opened with cautious hope, redemption and strength. Returning to the city, Maya felt a renewed sense of purpose. She began volunteering at a local community center, helping others who faced struggles like hers. Her story became a source of inspiration for many, proof that strength could be found in the darkest places. The gym. Once more one evening, as the sun set, Maya stood at the entrance of the gym. Jack approached quietly. "I've been training," he said, "and I want to apologize for underestimating you, for everything." Maya smiled softly. "Thank you. We're both stronger now." They shook hands, a gesture of respect and a new beginning, a new chapter. Maya's phone buzzed, a message from Anaya. "Ready for the next adventure?" Maya laughed, feeling lighter than ever. She replied, "Always." Her past no longer defined her. The woman who had once been humiliated and hunted had found her strength, her voice, and her freedom. The fight had been long, painful, and terrifying, But Maya had won. Epilogue. The quiet champion. Maya stood before the gym mirror, gloves laced tightly over her hands. She glanced at her reflection, a quiet woman with fire in her eyes. She wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. The journey had tested her in ways she never expected, but it had also revealed the unbreakable spirit inside, and, now ready for whatever life threw next, Maya stepped forward, stronger, braver, and free. Chakung.